Hello and welcome to a brand new TARDIS Audio video. I'm Dan.
And this is Joseph.
And today we're going to do a TARDIS Audio's debate. And what are we debating, Joe?
And we're debating who would like ice cream.
No, we're not debating who would like ice cream. We're debating, I know it's come as a big shock, but we are in fact debating who should take over after Steven Moffatt.
Okay, I think a good candidate to take over after Steven Moffatt would be Richard Curtis, who wrote Vincent and the Doctor and has already been a script editor of Black Adder series. So I think he's got experience and he's also able to write some good Doctor Who's. And Vincent the Doctor even came 27th in the Doctor Who rankings.
Is it really that low?
No, well, it's still quite high, really.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and it's been many people's favourites. So I think he would...
But, sorry to interject, but has he got enough experience writing Doctor Who? One episode, I mean, it's a brilliant episode and I absolutely adore it. It's probably one of my favourite Matt Smith episodes. But has he got enough experience? One episode?
True, he hasn't got much, but Steven Moffatt could give him that. But then it's a case of, does Richard Curtis actually really want to be script editor? If he doesn't, I have to say, if Richard Curtis doesn't want to be script editor, then he shouldn't be, because then he'd be doing something he don't really want to do.
And as well, there's been rumours of a new Blackadder series coming back, so obviously, would that tie Richard Curtis down? Would he be involved? Presumably he would be.
Well, okay, again, I have to concede, actually, because... Yeah, I mean, Steven Moffat's done Sherlock, which is another major TV series, and that has, I think, tied him down, and it shows a bit. So maybe not great, but still, again, Steven Moffat has done two major series as well as like writing for Tintin and other things. So, you know, Richard Curtis still could do both, could juggle. And most script writers have to have different things in the year. They can't just work on one project, or they run out of money and steam.
Yeah.
So you could do Doctor Who and Blackadder. So yeah, and he's also another good thing about Richard Curtis is able to co-write. He was able to co-write with that other person who wrote Blackadder.
That other guy.
And they were they had a system where if one of them said, "Oh, I don't like that, let's have it out," the other person would just automatically agree. So they had a really good system, and it's possible that Richard Curtis would have that with other writers, just as Steven Moffat has been able to co-write. And also bring a bit of a comedic kind of thing, but he's able to do black comedy as well, which means that he's able to keep it dark as well as not going too comedic, that the show ends up making fun of itself.
Okay. Well, my two candidates, I've got two here. Jamie Matheson, who wrote, obviously, Flatline and Mummy on the Express, and his most recent episode coming up is The Girl... Is it The Girl Who Died? Is that the one? It's The Girl Who Died. And no, that's written by a different person. Yes. Ooh. Exciting. So Jamie Matheson or Toby Whithouse?
Which ones did Toby Whithouse write? Did he write School Reunion and some others?
Let's Google this.
We have the internet in these days.
So I mean, let's start with Matheson.
No, but I use the old methods. I use telepathy. So let's see. Okay, right, I'm going into the mind of Toby Whithouse. Alright, he's eating a bacon sandwich. Oh, he's got that stringy bit go down the throat. You know what it's like when you have a stringy bit of bacon go down your throat? That's Toby Whithouse right now. Oh, he swallowed it. Oh, he's just not liking it. It's a bit overcooked bacon.
Have a look.
He's put it in the bin.
Toby Whithouse has written The Vampires of Venice.
I was just about to say that.
The God Complex. A Town Called Mercy. And he's written an untitled two-parter for Series 9, Episodes 3 and 4.
Yeah, he enjoy writing them as well. Yeah.
Now, let me just talk quickly about Whithouse. I think he is going to be the next showrunner.
You think he is?
I think he is. Because he's someone that Moffat has continually said should be the next showrunner. He's given him a lot of praise. The upcoming two-parter, Moffat said he owed me an episode, since he didn't do an episode for Series 8. So he did a two-parter. He said it's a brilliant two-parter, and I really do think that Whithouse just gets Doctor Who. I think the episodes are like there's a moment in A Town Called Mercy where the Doctor shoves the bad guy. Is it Vax or Strax? Not Strax.
I actually really liked Town Called Mercy.
Where he points the gun at the guy's face and he says to Amy, I'm fed up with giving people mercy. The people that the
My
master.
favourite line from that was violence doesn't end violence, it extends it. That's one of my favourites.
Yeah, and look at that. You remember quotes like that from Whithouse's writing.
Yeah.
And he gets it. He's a fan. He's written... Honestly, I could sit and watch Town Called Mercy, God Complex, Vampires of Venice, and...
Well, Vampires of Venice?
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't like.
I know it's a bit of a stretch, that one.
I think that's probably my bottom 10 because.
Oh, let me. Whoa. All right.
Do you want to take it to? I'll pause it.
Okay, so we just got interrupted there, but we're going to continue on. We think the discussion was going about Vampires of Venice. Now, for me, that is a watchable episode. I think it's not the best, don't get me wrong, but it's a competent episode, and to say that that's probably his worst episode that he's done, it's. Would you rather have one bad episode or Mark Gatiss running Doctor Who?
Well, Mark Gatiss has written, I think only 2 good episodes, really, but... No, I wouldn't want Mark Gatiss. I'm not saying Mark Gatiss run Doctor Who, I'm saying Richard Curtis, that's the thing. But I don't think it prevents him from writing Doctor Who, but it's just knowing that you can write something that... Well, any writer can write something terrible. They can just, write gobbledygook. Yeah. But anyway, I do find that weren't a great episode, because it just... By making the vampires out to be something scary, and that something scary is an alien from a planet, I just felt that took away from the mystery. What Philip Hinchcliffe and Robert Holmes realised was that it's good to add mystery, and mythos to things rather than explain it away. Because if you explain it away, then it's not so scary. Things need to make sense, but not complete sense, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
If you get me. But I found that kind of took it away and stuff, and just kind of other bits, and they thought that aliens were scarier than vampires. I just didn't think that was a good point it was making, and it felt a lot of it. I think it also suffers because he was writing for Steven Moffatt, and a lot of it's really is a part of the series arc, and it suffers because a lot of it really that episode's about the fact that things are disappearing because of the cracks in time. Yeah. So it kind of loses a bit of its own story because it's just a part of that bigger story. Yeah. So it gets a bit swamped, if you like. Yeah. And debatably, if Toby Whithouse. But then the thing is, Toby Whithouse, I don't think he's done any series running. I don't think. Do you know?
I think he did Being Human.
Being Human. Oh, right, okay. And that's pretty good. And isn't that with vampires?
It was. I don't know. I've never watched it, but apparently it was quite good. So.
Yeah, I think that is with vampires. So I'm a bit surprised he wrote vampires quite badly in Doctor Who. But anyway, that's just one episode. I think School Reunion's pretty good, and so I think is...
I mean, Toby Whithouse, for me, he would be a safe choice. He'd be a guy who you could see running it for 3 seasons, 3 or 4 seasons.
4 or 5 now, I don't think.
Because I think the thing is with Moffatt having such a long history with Doctor Who before he ran it, and being on board with the revival since it began, you kind of knew that when he took over, he was going to be there for quite a bit.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. Do you think Moffat's overstayed his welcome? Do you think we should have a new showrunner now? Do you think ending Matt Smith's run should have started up the run of Capaldi and Toby Whithouse or whoever?
Not necessarily, because it's not formulaic. It can't always be the same, or it'd be a bit boring. This Doctor will stay 3 years, and it's good that it's different. Not every script editor. I think there's a time when I think a script writer might have finished with ideas and doesn't know what they're doing. But I think Moffat, I feel, weirdly, has just come into it. I think he struggled with Matt Smith for some reason. And what he tried to do in the Matt Smith era was he had an idea that from the very beginning, the whole series arc would be about the Doctor's regeneration. But then that means that the only reason this Doctor's about is to go and die, which is a bit pointless. In the mid-series, Series 6, there is some, the Doctor getting married, so there's some stuff actually happening in his regeneration. But it's still all about him going. So the only point of the 11th Doctor is that he'll go. Yeah. So it suffered a lot, and I think he's realised with... I hope he's not making the same thing, but I think with Capaldi he's not done the same thing again. Yeah. And he's definitely focusing on this Doctor's darker, but he's wanted to deal with the problems in the universe.
Yeah, Capaldi definitely feels like a fresh start.
Yeah.
And a new look at things, and obviously after the events of the 50th... Yeah. We have the opportunity to go into the Time Lord and Gallifrey and things like that a bit more.
Yeah, and I feel like he's building it up now for something to happen with Gallifrey.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's building up to something, not just... Well, it's building up to the end. Yeah. It's a bit pointless. It's it's a bit essentially like a show beginning, and all the episode is building up to the credits. Yeah. That's how the Matt Smith era felt.
Yeah, the Matt Smith era for me, I mean, Matt Smith was a great actor, and he really, really... you could sit down and watch a Matt Smith Doctor episode and think, yeah, I'm enjoying this quite a bit. But the problem was, it got to a point where I didn't really care I just didn't care about anyone, because at the end of the you watch an episode, oh, Rory's dead, well, he's going to come back in about 5 minutes time.
I know,
Amy and Rory have now split up, oh, they're going to get back together, oh, there's a big Dalek ship, well, it doesn't matter because they're going to get destroyed within 2 seconds, and then River Song's going to pop round the door and say spoilers, and then the credits are going to roll, and it's just like, I just don't care about anything.
I know. Whereas I think what he's done with Capaldi is he's brought the danger in the fact that characters don't just get brought back like Dan,
exactly,
like
and that really happened in episode 2 for me, Into the Dalek by Phil Ford and Steven Moffatt, where he the guy says, can you save me? And Capaldi's doctor flips him a pill. And he says, eat this and you'll be fine. And then they go down the tube into the Dalek's sort of digestive system, and he says, "Where's Ross?" And he says, "Oh, top layer." Yeah. And he says, and you said you were going to save me. He says, he was already dead. I was saving us. That's what I want to see from the Doctor, and I think that's what Moffat did. He was like, right, no reason now to bring people back. Although that has sort of come back with Osgood. I mean, Osgood is coming back.
Oh no, that's a bit frustrating. That's
exactly,
frustrating.
And that was probably Mrs. Best's scene in the finale of Series 8, killing Osgood in such a cruel way.
Yeah.
And now that's been taken away.
I know. I think in a way that's the problem with resurrecting characters, and it happened too much that it's just like pointless.
In the Moffat era, there's almost this sense of, well, this character's died, but we probably know we're going to see them in 3 or 4 episodes' time.
And actually, the first season of Doctor Who of the new Doctor Who, was really good because like Peter dies, and a lot of characters die, and they don't get brought back.
Exactly.
It's only really till. I think the thing is actually the Tennant era is also a bit culpable. Yeah. It's like because it brings back Peter from a parallel universe, which is clever actually because it's not the same Peter.
Yeah.
And other characters, but it doesn't happen too much to be annoying and to take away. And then Moffat era, it goes too far.
The thing that separates the Moffat era deaths from the Russell T Davies era deaths is, for me, it's in Waters of Mars, where he brings back is it Adelaide Brooks? Her name is. And he saves her, and I'm the Time Lord victorious, and then she kills herself. Yeah. And that, for me, that shows the strength of the writing and the strength of the characters. That the Doctor doesn't win. Yeah, he can't save people, and if he does save people, he's doing it out of almost a selfishness.
I know.
Whereas with Moffat, he kills off Rory, and you're like, oh, Rory's gone. I'm quite upset by that. But then he's back. And then he gets killed again, and then he's back again, and you're just like, Moffat, you're taking me on a merry dance here.
Yeah, it kind of worked a bit in Amy's choice because it was a dream world.
Yeah.
And then it's like, then it happened again in Hungry Earth, and we thought, oh, he is really dead.
Yeah.
Then he gets brought back in Ponoroc Opens, and it's like, okay, how does that even work, really? And then he gets brought back. I think,
and it even happens with the Doctor. He does it with the Doctor. He does it with River Song, the Doctor, Amy, and Rory, and Clara. Every blooming character dies and is brought back. He's done it with everybody.
Yeah.
In fact, the whole point of Series 6, like you were saying, the Doctor dies in the first episode, the Impossible Astronaut, doesn't he?
Yeah.
In the finale, he's brought back.
I know. It's just like, but that's all it were about the Doctor dying.
Exactly! And that's why I think someone like Toby Whithouse, to bring it back to our original conversation, is
safer.
It's that realism and that thing that people will die, and that I know it sounds awful, but people will actually stay dead.
I do think because School Reunion was quite a good episode because it was like in a school setting, and most kids, the audience for Doctor Who is stereotypically kids, although actually there's a lot of people who watch it in their 30s and stuff like that, and older. But anyway, so it was bringing it in a school setting, although this isn't the first time it's happened in Doctor Who. I mean, there's Mordred Undead, Remembrance of the Daleks, lots of other times. But it's also harking back, so it was really cool that it was there. Then you have Sarah Jane, but I mean, that's a bit of a fanboyish thing, but it still worked.
And K9.
Yeah, but it worked because it was about, like, it challenged the Doctor and Rose's relationship, because it was like, how much do it mean to you if you have lots of companions? So that was really cool, and also, like, this challenge, because they're trying to, like, have these godly powers, and stuff like that, and it's saying, like, do you want to, like, have this kind of power, and come on, choose what you want, and all that stuff. It's a really strong episode, I thought. Yeah,
and strong writing.
But then, actually, I think I think every writer has their kind of fortes, no, not fortes, like the things they're used to writing, and I think I think Toby Whithouse, if we got him, we might be getting a lot of the same, because he likes godly stuff in a way. He likes saying things about God, like he did it in God Complex. I mean, it's in the name. So maybe if he was a script editor, maybe we'd be getting a lot of that.
Could you see it sort of going on to that? Could you see a series where we're almost comparing the Doctor to a god, and getting into that sort of that power? If Gallifrey isn't brought back, that the Doctor is almost acting like a god. He can pick and choose who he saves.
I think it could work, but I mean the thing is, I think whoever becomes script editor would write to their own thing, and it's like how much range does a writer have? That's the thing, and I think Toby Whithouse does have some range actually, because I mean, a small town called Mercy is quite different to the others, and so's Vampire in Venice, although not a great episode. It's different, so I think he does actually have some range. He's shown,
okay.
But then it's like, can he work with other writers? That's the thing, and I think he could, because he's done a series, so he could be a good choice. I'd still prefer Richard Curtis, but then maybe we should see him write another episode before he becomes script editor.
Okay, so what about Jamie Matheson? Instantly a fan favourite. Those 2 episodes were critically acclaimed by pretty much I haven't met anybody who doesn't like Mummy on the Express or Flatline.
No, I don't. I really enjoyed both the episodes. My favourite's Mummy on the Express, but one of the reasons why it's not my all-time Capaldi favourite is because I felt the genre of the episode was very much like a Tom Baker episode. Yeah. It's quite similar to Pyramids of Mars with the Egyptians and stuff like that. Yeah. And it's also quite similar to Ropes of Death, the way the episode runs of... So it wasn't my favourite because of that, and I felt that it was more of a Tom Baker rather than a Capaldi episode. Yeah. And also, The Mummy on the Orient Express came from an idea from Moffatt as well. Yeah. So actually it wasn't Jamie Matheson. And even Flatline had a lot of help from Moffatt, like Moffatt suggested about having the TARDIS in Clara's handbag and that stuff. So I think a lot of it came from Moffatt as well. So maybe that's why I'm thinking Jamie without Moffatt, maybe that would be... I don't know how Jamie's episodes would be without Moffat's help. But he's still a really good writer, I think, and strong.
I think for me, he's got to be one at the top of the list. He's got to be considered, and for me, I'm getting really scared that I think Moffatt will leave after series 10.
Yeah,
and I think if he does, I'm really scared that we're going to get an announcement that it's like Mark Gatiss takes over Doctor Who, and it'll be oh no, just because they're pally. Just because they're mates.
But I don't think so. I think when Moffatt leaves, I think Gatiss will leave. Gatiss, whatever.
Yeah, Mark will leave.
Okay, I think Mark will... I think he kind of wants to stay for Moffatt. I don't know. It's a confusing situation. But I think he'll leave after when Moffatt does. And I'm not sure if he really has the vision to take on Doctor Who.
No. No.
So I don't think he will, but I hope not as well.
See, Gatiss, Mark for me is the fanboy writer of the series. It's like he's put on it. Yeah. He's a fan, but the problem is he's not the strongest writer. Don't get me wrong. I love An Adventure in Time and Space. It was brilliant. It's possibly the best thing he's ever written for Doctor Who. But the problem is it's not a Doctor Who episode.
Yeah, I think with Gatiss, I really like his scripts, but I don't like the stories usually. I like in An Unquiet Dead. I think he was brilliant because he brought in historic episodes and past episodes back to the new series. Yeah, and he wrote some really great dialogue with Dickens and the Doctor, and really introduced the kind of ideas about what it's like to go back in time, not just for the companion but for the audience. Yeah, but I don't know, that story for me just wasn't. I don't know, it just wasn't very eye-catching or whatever it was. Just because, I mean, it kind of works, but it's like... I don't know how to explain it. And that's just how I feel like with many of his stories, really. Yeah. Crimson Horror I quite like, really, and Night Terrors is pretty good, but I think, apart from that, I mean,
what about Robot of Sherwood, his most recent script?
I find that funny. That's an okay episode, but I just think it's like Doctor Who doing a pantomime.
Yeah, I don't think it worked for Capaldi's Doctor.
No, and I see what you mean.
I think coming directly after Into the Dalek, where a Dalek stares into the Doctor and says, "You would make a good Dalek," to basically the next scene being the Doctor going, "I'm the Doctor, and this is my spoon."
Yeah, it was funny, and that's why it's very watchable.
Oh yeah, it's rewatchable, and I love watching it. But the problem is, I wouldn't want that every single week because it'd get old really quickly.
Yeah, it would. That's why we want him as
the
script
plot
editor.
hole in that episode, shooting the arrow so that the spaceship launches and doesn't crash or whatever.
It's like we'd burn in the atmosphere and explode, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's just say it's a special arrow.
Yeah, it's a special arrow. I bet that's what he put in the script. You know, to avoid plot holes, it's a special arrow. It's a special.
He got knocked in the.
And that for me really does cast out Mark as a potential candidate. But for me, Masterson or Whithouse, I'd be very happy to see what they do with Doctor Who.
Yeah, I think I would. I think Rich Curtis. I think it would be very interesting, but I'm not sure because we haven't seen him do more than one episode. And I agree, we need to see him do, I think, at least 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Same with Matt. Most writers, I can't think of any Doctor Who writers written more than 2 episodes, and I've liked all the episodes. There's usually, I think, even the writers I really like Moffat and Robert Holmes, there's usually the odd episode they've written which I don't like.
Yeah.
So, I like to see them write 3 episodes. It's like a test of 3.
Yeah.
Once I've done 3 episodes, I'll know the quality, how bad things can get, how good things can get, and whether they can maintain that quality. I don't think Toby Whithouse has written a bad one, but he has written some pretty good ones as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So have we got any final thoughts on who should take over after Steven Moffatt?
I think another person that's been suggested before is Paul Cornell, but I'm not sure because I'm not sure what experience he's had of script editing.
And he's not written for Who for quite a while.
I know, and I'm not sure if he's that interested in writing for Who. That might be why he's not been brought back. We always say, oh, it's Moffat not bringing him back, but it could be that Cornell, I almost said Cornwall, Cornell said, no, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Whoever is script editor, I think, has to want to do it. If not, it's like they'll be writing, but they won't be interested, so they won't care really in some ways what's happening. So yeah, in the end, we've ended that saying indecisive. Richard Curtis would be pretty good, and so would Toby Whithouse, and so was Jane Matson. But we can't know this until they've actually done it, until they've actually script edited, and we can say, yeah, they're a good script editor. So we're only going on little glimpses of what they've done, but we won't know until they've done it, and if they don't do it, we'll never know.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for listening, guys, and post down below who you think should take over from Steven Moffatt. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Bye for now.
Bye for now. Bye.